Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today I am going to be talking about all the books I read in August. I read 10 books in the month of August and I'm really excited to talk about them. I did have quite a few rereads, so let's just get this video started. The first book I read in the month of August was The Scorch Trials by James Dashner. This is book 2 in the Maze Runner series. Now, unpopular opinion, this is a series that I have really loved and I just have really nostalgic feelings towards it. I actually had to figure out which copy I wanted to hold up in this video because I have 3 copies because I have 3 sets of this series. It's fine. Originally, when I first read the series in high school, this was my favorite book, but upon reread, it is my least favorite book, I think, and that is because I hate Teresa with every fiber of my being. I'm also not a huge fan of Brenda, and those are the 2 love interests, so now that I'm older, I really wish this series didn't have any love interests. I think that it would be so much more fun, and I wouldn't be as angry reading this. I just really hate Teresa so much. But because of that, I gave it 3 out of 5 stars, but I really do love the setting of the Scorch. Teresa just ruined this for me. The next book I read in August was The Death Cure by James Dashner. This is the 3rd book in the original Maze Runner trilogy, and upon rereading, this is my favorite of the 3, and that is because Teresa is barely in it. Yay! But also, Brenda didn't bother me as much in this one. It was really fun reading this because I really did not remember a lot except for the extremely sad thing that I wish I could forget and erase my memory because it's sad. But I really love the male characters in here because, like I said, hate the female ones. They're annoying. But like I said, this is my favorite in the series of the 3 because there are 2 extra, but of the original 3. So this one was 4 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was Mosquito LAN by David Arnold. I really loved David's writing. It was really beautiful and I really want to read his other books. I don't know how many he has out. I know he has at least 1 other one, but I really would love to read it because I loved his writing. So this follows a girl named Mim who lives basically across the country from her mom, and they used to have this really great relationship, and suddenly her and her mom are no longer in contact and she finds out her mom is sick. So she wants to take a road trip all the way to visit her mom, and she gets up to certain shenanigans and meet certain people on the way over there. So at the beginning I wasn't sure if I liked Mim, but towards the end I ended up liking her, and I loved the friendships she developed along the way. Those were really sweet and cute, but there's also kind of like a mystery aspect because you know that Mim has been diagnosed with a mental disorder, but you don't know if it's an accurate diagnosis or any of that stuff. So I ended up giving this one 3.25 out of 5 stars because it was enjoyable and I wanted to see where the story was going and how it ended up, but at some parts I did get a little bored. The next book I read was The Kill Order by James Dashner. Now this is kind of like a prequel to the entire Maze Runner series, but it involves different characters. So this is about how the disease of the flare got started, which was so interesting to me. This is definitely my favorite book in the entire Maze Runner series. I really loved it, and it's funny that it's my favorite because it doesn't involve any characters that we know, but I really love the characters in here, and I just love stories where the world is kind of in catastrophe and the apocalypse is beginning, and that's how this book is. So I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was I Will Always Write Back by Caitlin Alafranca and Martin Gonda. Now this is a nonfiction story about 2 pen pals. One is an American girl and the other is an African boy, and when they are very young they become pen pals because of a school project, and throughout the course of their life they keep in touch and they finally meet one day, and I'm literally gonna cry talking about this book. It is moving, it is inspirational, it really humbles you, and it really makes you want to be a better person. I absolutely love this story, and if I could recommend one book to every person that I think every person needs to read, it would be this one because it really makes you like check yourself. I loved it so much and it was truly inspiring, and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. The next book I read was Onyx by Jennifer L. Armentrout. It is book 2 in the Lux series, and this is a trashy YA paranormal romance with aliens, and I am obsessed with it so badly. Seriously, I can't contain myself. I feel like I'm 13 again when reading this series. I absolutely love it. I gave the second one 5 stars, just like the first one. I love Damon Black, but I also hate Damon Black. I love Katie. She's a book blogger. She is really fun to read. She's really strong, independent, and sassy, and brave, and smart, and I love her so much. I could talk about the series forever. It is so good. If you haven't read it, please read it. It's trashy. I promise you that. It reminds me a lot of Twilight, but like better? Did I say that? 5 stars. The next book I read is seriously so cute, and that is Calling All Witches, The Girls Who Left Their Mark on the Wizarding World. So this is all about all the witches in Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts, and just their like strong, brave, amazing moments, but also like the illustrations in this book. Let me find my favorite because they're amazing. Look, here's one of Luna. Look how stunning these are. And it just gives facts, quotes, different scenes, and it's really just amazing because it's beautiful and I love it so much. So I gave it 5 stars. The next book I read was The Assassin's Blade by Sarah J. Maas. This was a reread for me, and I took forever reading this because I hate the ending so much because it is so sad, and honestly the last story is just incredibly sad that I would like to pretend that that didn't even happen and that it ended with the story before it because that was happy. There you go. This is a prequel to the Throne of Glass series. I recommend reading it after the first Throne of Glass book, but because it was so sad and it broke my heart in 2 and I want to forget about it forever, I gave it 4 stars. It's still really good. It just makes me so sad. The next book I read was The Fever Code by James Dashner. This is yet another book in the Maze Runner series, and it was a reread for me. This is a prequel to the Maze Runner series with all the characters that we know. And this one is definitely my least favorite out of all of them. It's pretty boring, not a lot happens. All it does is solidify my hate for Teresa, and I want her to die because I can't stand her, and she is the worst character I have ever read about. So I gave this one 2 out of 5 stars. The next book was also a reread for me, and that was City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. This is book 2 in the Mortal Instruments series. I am rereading them for the first time in like 5 years, so there's a lot that I don't remember. This one in particular I really loved because the scenes with Jason Simon and how we see that friendship develop, but also this is the first book where we really start seeing Magnus and Alec, and they are probably my favorite couple in all of Cassandra Clare's books. I love them so much. This, I don't know where it would rank with all the others in this series. It might be towards the end. I mean, it's not bad. I still gave it 5 stars. Like, I still love it. But, you know, like, second books aren't always my favorite, but still loved it. Still great. Can't wait to continue on with the series. Alright, so those are all 10 books that I read in the month of August. Let me know what you read in August and what your favorite book was. I would love to know. But that is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. As always, my social media links will be down below, and I will see you next time. Bye!